Hello children, now you're watching the fifth video of the chapter database concept and we are concluding the commands too. Remember, these commands are going to be continued in your standard 12th also. So we need to clearly understand the point which we are discussing. Okay, let's go to that window which we have already opened and kept. Now here I have to just close it and just show you once again because you'll be confused after seeing a lot of things in the screen. So I am just typing here MySQL as usual command client and I found it. I'm pressing my yeah, and you know that database name is now by hearted, and I have here two tables. I now have one more. I have inserted two values, but here I want to introduce to you the concept of primary key, candidate key, and alternate key. Now, if I describe means to see the structure of that database. See, there is a try given here. That's the meaning. It's a primary key. So here REGNO is a primary key. But if you look into this particular table, only two records are there, but still you can make out that registration number is there, doctor's ID, that is DID, doctor's ID is short form, voter ID is there. You think registration number of a doctor is unique. So that is why I made that as a primary key. When I created the table, I gave create table, table name, that is doctor. When I opened the bracket and I gave REGNO int space primary space key. So that became the primary key. But when there are other eligible field names which are also capable of becoming primary key, we have to give them a name. So basically in doctor table or relation, REGNO, that is registration number, DID, that is doctor's ID, and voter ID, all these three are capable or eligible for becoming a primary key, or we can make that as a primary key so that any of this can become a primary key, so that we can restrict duplicate entries to be entered into that, which you saw in the last video. So if I give this particular kind of a table with some records, and if I ask you which are the probability of, or which are the different field name which has the capability or probability to become a primary key, you should be checking whether any repeated values are there. You know, even if you don't have a repeated value here, for example, D name, a doctor is right now only Aravan Kripa, but you know that in a specific in a hospital we cannot restrict that only one doctor we can have the name as Arav, and we cannot restrict that only one doctor should have salary as 5 lakh. We cannot restrict that only one doctor can join. DOJ stands for date of joining, so one doctor can join on a particular date. All these can be repeated, correct? No, but a doctor's registration number, his ID card number in the hospital, voter's ID will all be unique in nature. So the fields which can be unique in nature, or which fields which cannot have duplicate values, can be identified as the candidate key. So what is a candidate key? Candidate keys are those keys which are eligible to become primary key. After this, we created the table and we made, so these values were already there, and we planned that we will make REGNO as the primary key. So we, after this, we created the table and we made REGNO as the primary key. So now these two are left out. DID and voters ID are left out. They are no more the primary key. Now only REGNO is the primary key. But they can also be called with another name. They call it as alternate key, or we can call them as alternate key. That means, what is a primary key? Primary key is a key or a set of keys which are uniquely identifying, or which can uniquely identify a record in the table. What is a candidate key? All the field names or all the key which are capable of becoming a primary key is a your candidate key. And when you make one among the particular candidate key as primary key, that is, all the candidate keys other than the primary key are called alternate keys. So out of REGNO, DID, voters ID, REGNO became the primary key. So DID and voters ID became the alternate key. So once again asking you, what is alternate key? Alternate keys are those keys, that is, are those candidate keys which are no more primary key or which are not the primary key. Or the other way I can say, all the candidate key other than the primary key are called the alternate key, or all those keys which are not a primary key but they are still a candidate, they are called as a alternate key. If it is confusing, we will be discussing this once again in the meet, don't worry about it. But right now, if once again if I conclude that explanation, I can say here origin, DID, voters ID are your candidate key. The reason, they are all capable of becoming the primary key, out of which I made RGNO as the primary key. So that becomes the primary key which uniquely identifies the records in the table. Then DID, voters ID are left out. They are called alternate key because they were the candidate key but they didn't become the primary key. So all the candidate keys other than the primary key are called alternate keys. This is how we are going to conclude. Now we'll go back to what we were talking in the last. That means regarding our checking process. Now I introduced in the meet two more commands to you. That was delete and apart from select and insert, delete and update. Now, to be very honest with you, these two are not there in the syllabus of standard 11, but we are just taking and going because this will be repeated in standard 12. So you will be actually finding it easy when I explain it. Now, understood? No. So basically, it is more with your select you have to do select commands. Okay, no. Now, select commands. Remember, if I type here dname comma salary, only what will happen, these two will happen. Okay, salary from doctor, if I say, only that two will be displayed. I just want to switch over to one of my other databases, so I'm just typing here show databases. The reason I'll tell you. All right, let me just see whether connect is there. There is a database called as connect. Maybe I'll be having more this one there, uh, records. I have to check. So I'm putting show tables. So this much is there. I have here EMP is there, student is there, movie is there. Let's go for EMP and see. Okay, EMP. See, as I told, there are so many things, so I can just show you. So many ideas are there. EMP ID, E name, D job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, department. Okay. Now, if I say, see, look at the departments, okay, department numbers 10, here also one 10 is there. And if I have, I think EP 1 is there, nothing is there inside that. Let me just check once again to just check out something only. Yeah, EMP1, then EMP2 is there. That also is having nothing. So we'll go with that itself. Okay, so same thing. I am not going to anything else. EMP. This is to show you the delete. As I told that day, delete from EMP if I write and I give where condition, and if I give department equal to 10, those two records, see where you have department number 10 will go, see, no more. Now, why I check that other tables is to make sure that if any table is there where I can delete the entire values. That is why I was keeping on selecting. Let's see whether I have something in B2. At least this is there. So if I write here now the same command with delete from EMP, what will happen? Everything will go. Now if I give, oh, I gave okay, I gave EMP, everything is gone. I actually was supposed to be given V2, but I by mistake I gave. Now anyway, I have to recreate it. All gone. Understood? No. So delete from EMP, all gone. Now this is one thing to be kept in mind in MySQL. It is by default automatically done. That is by default saved. So I can't do anything about this mistake which I have done now. Even though for me that the records were important, I have to reinsert it. That's all. Understood? No, that means it is my duty to make sure that I insert it once again. So when you delete, you should be very careful or clear about what you're doing, because if you don't want to delete the entire thing, you shouldn't be doing. But table will be there. For example, if I write DESC, it will be there, but no values. Understood? Now, which is the primary key here? See, EMPID, which can become a what we call a primary. Again, one more term in any other particular values which can become. No, other is nothing, because E name can be repeated, job can be repeated. This is MGR. This is another number only. Maybe this can become primary key, capable of becoming primary key. In that case, EMPID and MGR can become the, yeah, the candidate key. Others are all repeated. So delete is to be carefully done. Then what we have is our update. Now I have to go back to our 11 IP, where I have our table called as student. So I can show you update also. All right. Now imagine I wanted to now update the value which I gave it as null. For example, update student, the value is now the name which has given as null for the admission number 11. I wanted to set it as with a proper name. So I'm giving set name equal to, given proper name, say Pooja, where I gave any condition can be given. If I give where name is null, wherever the name is has to be given. Okay, wherever I have given the name as null, that will be changed to Pooja. If I give where name where at ADMN equal to 11, that also will work. Now same updation can be done with your marks. Correct? Set. Set is a keyword. Marks equal to give a mark, where if I give mark is null, that will be affected. If I say name equal to or name like Paul, the same effect will be there. This means depending upon which table you have to update, that table's one of the records should be given as a condition. Okay, suppose I'm not giving a condition. Imagine I'm not giving a condition. I'm going to our doctor this time, and I am writing here only three others. I'm going to put update a doctor. This time the name is changed. Doctor is the name of the this one. Table set. I'm putting salary equal to, say. Now what happens is that since I didn't give any condition, that two records, if I have five records, everything will be changed the salary as 1 lakh. So with that where condition, that will come, that explanation, but that exclusive change will happen. Without the where condition, update will entirely reflects that updation everywhere. So you actually learned the DML commands which you're supposed to learn from SQL. So select, insert, update and delete. Of course use can come there, show can come there, but basically select, insert, update and delete are the DML commands which you learned. The only one DDL command which you learned is create table. There are more, but it is not there for you for this year's syllabus. Let's see how the syllabus has been they call designed for next year, this year 12th standard. Accordingly we'll study. So the understanding process of how to use and all is over. If more explanation is required, definitely that will be coming in the assignment. So the chapter database concept with the introduction of SQL is over. So thank you very much for watching this, and make sure that when the assignment comes, you will be able to do all the questions by yourself. If not, definitely try it like this in the system by creating the table. Understood? No, without trying it out, I don't want anyone writing the assignments by yourself and making a mockery of the assignment. So thank you very much.